Okay, so where we left off in the last video is we were looking at the satellite, and we want to see the condition of the roof. So we left off at a roof that looked like it was kind of in distress right here. So now there's a few things you may notice on this roof. You see this brown stuff right here, in the crease of the roof. This could be, who knows what, this could be dry rot, this could be any sort of roof problems. I see a tarp right here. This is a tarp. Now, this tarp might be for an RV. This could potentially be an RV. If you look at the other cars nearby, you compare it to this kind of looks like an RV or bus. Here's a truck. You know, what is this? It's probably an RV. They may even have a little barbecue pit there. Who knows? Right? So, with that being said, I don't know if this tarp is for the roof. I don't know if it's just for other things nearby. But for the fact that I see this damage on the roof, using satellite, Google Satellite, we can get a better understanding of what's going on with the subject property. So now I'm going to go back to the subject property and scroll over here. And with that being said, what do you think you notice on the roof with the subject property? Since it's a recorded video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you. Right here, this looks like it's original, an original roof. And I see these darker parts of the roof. This has some lines and all this other stuff. Is what this kind of tells me is that I think this may be an addition to the house. There's some sort of addition going on here to the house. This is a newer roof. I feel like this is another addition to the house because this seems like a newer addition to the roof, and you can see how they kind of cut into things. So now you can see the power of having satellites on a subject property without even having to see the house. Look at all this new information that you just discovered and that you just learned. So now if we look at a few other homes in the area, you'll see how much more this just stands out. And let's just see if it's congruent with the other homes. This kind of has like a little bit of an L shape, right? And then we look at this house, it has a little bit of an L shape, but this has extra. It has this and it has that. This has an L shape. It doesn't have extra. It doesn't have another little pocket there and another little pocket there. So it's kind of giving me the idea like there's some sort of addition done to the house, right? So without seeing the house in person, we kind of already have this information, right? So this is the power, again, of using Google Satellite without seeing the house. All right, so now let's move on to more details. Let's start looking at the house itself. All right, so I'm going to open up a new tab with Zillow. Again, you want to have one tab that just has this information, very easy to copy and paste. You want to have this tab where you could just have a general idea. You could switch back and forth from satellite to maps, and it just helps you out. And then you want to have another tab open, one more tab. And this tab is going to be because we need to see the distance of the house. Control copy. We're going to create one more tab. This is another tab. We want to just see the house. We just want to see the street view of the house. We're going to have one more tab because when we run comps, we're going to want to see the distance of the house. And we're primarily going to be using this, directions, right here. So we're going to put our comps right here and choose your starting point and then, the end point, right? So we're also going to have that open. All right, now that we're here on Zillow, we can see it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet house, right? And the information we have is 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot house. Now, I would show you the email, but you've already seen it in the first video, and it's very basic. So that leaves us a lot of questions. The email we got from Indra is that it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,733 square feet. Now, when I look at Zillow, there's a conflict of information. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house. On Zillow, usually Zillow is based off tax records information. This is a 3-2. It has one less bedroom has one less bedroom and more square footage, right? So this is in less square footage, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, why does Zillow say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet? And the information I got in my email, it has an extra bedroom with more square footage. Now, using satellites, I think that answers our question right here. And there's more things we're going to ask when we call that person, whoever sent us the lead. We're just going to verify information. But just to make a point, now it makes sense why it looks like there's a older roof and then a newer roof, because there's been an addition, right? An addition in square footage and an extra bedroom. I think right here, this is the extra bedroom. And right here, I don't know what else this is. Who knows? We got to go inside the house and see what it is. That's another thing we're going to ask the realtor. So when we kind of have like our notes for the house, one, we need inside pictures. Okay. So anyways, I've done more research on this since this video, but another note would ask is, on Zillow, we wanted to know, on Zillow, it says it has one less bedroom and 1,200 square feet, right? So what do we want to know? We want to know, was there an addition? Which Google Satellite proved there was an addition. And the next question we want to know, if so, were permits pulled? Okay, this is very, this next question, was there an addition? If so, were permits pulled? Permits means that the city allowed them to do the addition on the house. Now, if the city did not allow them to do an addition on the house, then that means the city can literally, if the city found out there was an addition on this house with no permits pulled, the city can literally come here and red tag the house and say, look, no one can live inside this house. Everyone needs to get out of the house until this addition is corrected with city approval and all these other things. It's pretty much a red tag. The city pretty much is the dictator on a lot of things. And if they red tag it, then there's going to be a whole lot of issues, a whole lot of problems. With that being said, us being the investors, being the buyers, or if we're going to wholesale this house out, the next person who's the investor or the buyer, this is something they're going to look at. Were permits pulled for this addition? If the answer is no, there were no permits pulled from the addition. If there were no permits pulled for the addition, then they're not going to want to buy it at as advertised, which means a 4,217.33. Again, the reason why is because it is not, that value is not there. Although it has an extra bedroom, it is not there. Although it has the extra square footage, it is not there. Because again, if the city goes there and they find out that this addition was done without permits, the city will be like, red tag, you gotta shut this house down until we get rid of that bedroom and the square footage that you added without our permission. And until that thing is gone, this house isn't going nowhere and it's not doing anything. Okay, got it. How much do you think it's going to cost to come here and demo an entire bedroom and an entire, let's just say, another living room or dining room? How much do you think it's going to cost to demo this, haul it all away, take it all away, and then come back and then reinforce the wall with city permits and all? It's going to take forever. It's going to take months. It's going to take, a whole bunch of fines, fees, and penalties just to correct this if there is no permits. So I just want to make this point clear that if there is no permits on an addition, that value is not there. Whatever they're asking for, the value is not there. It needs to be based 100% on tax records. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house. Okay, I'm gonna look at my notes because I looked at this in the future. I had some issues with the video and I was only able to do partial. Now I'm coming back, so I don't want to buy it, but we'll offer it to a co-wholesaler. I sent an email, someone to co-wholesaler and pass. On Zillow it says 1 less bedroom, and we just added that. So I don't know if I got any details on if it was permitted or not, but let's assume that it was not permitted. Okay. Another thing, I don't know if I covered in the first video, but they put in this rehab, which is totally baloney. Okay. We do not have any pictures since then. I don't have a offer price, I believe, anywhere in here. So condition, yeah, unknown. Days on the market, 91 days. Story, 1-story house. I'll come back to that. Notes, we need inside pictures. Okay, got it. So we don't know the condition. So the price they're asking is you know what? I think this is my offer. $633. Let me use my calculator and see. So we use margin calculator to figure out. Okay, so the ARV I'm gonna say is what 915. 915. I'm just looking through some of these comps just to make sure. Okay, 915. Let's see, 915. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna go here 633 and see what comes up. 633. 3. Okay, so that's 30%. I think that was like my offer price, $633. I don't know what they were asking. I have to go through my emails and figure out what they were asking. Let me go look right now. Okay, so I confirmed in the email that $633 is the asking price. So that does give us a 30% margin. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to assume this was unpermitted. I'm going to go based off Zillow. I'm going to go based off a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house. So now we're going to start running comps on this, okay? So we're going to start fresh. This is pretty much first thing you want to do. Click on this box, unclick for sale, unclick for rent. If anything, if this is clicked, unclick it. We want nothing in here. Done. We want this cleared. Want this cleared. Well, we're looking at houses, so unclick all this junk. More, I want to make sure this is all cleared out. This is all cleared, but just in case, we'll reset all filters. Okay, it actually added things. Usually it clears things. Okay, now we're going to type in the address. This box is going to pop up. We do not want this box. Why? Actually, we're just going to create another tab so we can reference back to it. We don't want to waste time. We want to have everything together. We're going to, so we already have a tab. We always want to have your little Zillow tab open. But in this case, we're going to close. And this is what we're looking for. You see how you look around, all these boxes are all black. They're all black. And this one is white. And it says 721. That's the subject property right here. That's the subject property.